Is Prince Andrew finally going to face trial over his links with Epstein? Will we actually get to the truth we're now all screaming out for? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because is Prince Andrew finally going to face trial over his links to Epstein? Are we actually going to get to the truth that we're now all screaming out for? It is important to note, though, before we jump into this, that Prince Andrew is not being found guilty of anything. But even I now can't deny that at this stage, with everything that's come out with Andrew Lowney's Entitled book and all the emails that we know of so far, it's not looking good for Prince Andrew now. It really, really isn't. And so here's the headline from Radar Online: Prince Andrew's legal nightmare. He could now face trial as Epstein accuser's new book is revealed. So Virginia Giuffre's book has been released today. The scandal is the most serious crisis for the monarchy. And so Andrew Lowney stated on the Telegraph's The Daily Tea podcast, quote, "I think this is probably the most serious crisis for the monarchy since the abdication. And I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew is actually put on trial. There's going to be more damaging revelations. There are going to be more of these leaked emails. There's another victim's memoir coming out next month." And this is the thing. Hold on to your butts, because I believe it. I believe that we've just scratched the surface, and there's going to be even more stuff, even more emails that are going to come out, and that's going to be severely damaging for Prince Andrew and the monarchy as well. And so he then says, who knows what might be appearing from Congress or from other victims coming forward. Now, Lowney's alleged that in Virginia Giuffre's case, Andrew tried to avoid the summons by going up to Balmoral, who refused to cooperate with either the victims' lawyers or the law enforcement agencies, even with mutual treaty assistance being used to try and get him to come forward. Now, there may be potentially two reasons why Prince Andrew tried to avoid the summons, right? The first one is when you read Andrew Lowney's book entitled, it's what it says on the tin, right? Prince Andrew is an extremely, when you read that book, you find him to be an extremely egotistical, extremely entitled human being. So potentially, with that kind of mind frame, Prince Andrew might have turned around and be like, who are they again to question me? I'm a prince. I'm the son of the queen, the brother of the future king. How dare they think that I can be questioned, this, that, and the other? He might have just refused it out of him feeling like he's entitled and better than them, right? Alternatively, he could have tried to avoid the summons because he's got something to hide that could be potentially incriminating. Could be, right? When you see both sides. Now, Lowney also said he and Sarah Ferguson are material witnesses. I think for the sake of the victims, they should have made. I hope they will in the future, as people who are in these houses would have seen a lot of things and could be very useful. And then he says, I don't think that this can be any argument. Andrew has never responded to any of the allegations made to him in regards to Virginia Giuffre's claims, right? When host Camilla Tominey, who we were speaking to at the time, noted that Andrew vehemently denied Virginia Giuffre's accusations, he responded saying, quote, he could have addressed them rather than deny them. Yeah, he could. The problem is, though, again, looking at both sides here, when he tried to address them in that Newsnight interview, well, we all know how that went, right? Bit of a disaster, to say the least. Now, how is the king taking it all? Oh, he is absolutely now reportedly at the end of his rope when it comes to Prince Andrew. And so King Charles has told aides that he wishes that Prince Andrew would just now disappear altogether. That is it. Sources saying that he feels that Prince Andrew has humiliated the family and wants him to voluntarily stop styling himself as Prince altogether. The source saying, quote, Charles has had enough. He's at the end of his rope. His words about Andrew were, oh, just piss off, which tells you everything about where things stand. He sighed and looked absolutely exhausted. He wants Andrew to stop hiding behind his remaining titles and quietly remove himself from public life for good. Now, the question of these titles and what's going to happen next, well, new information is coming out today whereby Parliament is actually considering removing those titles from Prince Andrew and even removing the title of Prince as well. So Parliament has now officially entered the narrative when it comes to this whole situation. Now, the source is saying that the King's view is that this should have ended long ago. He believes the only way for the monarchy to move forward is for Andrew to fully renounce his status, not half measures, not suspended titles, but total withdrawal. It's not just about optics anymore, it's about integrity. And for someone, you know, as per Andrew Lowney and what he wrote in his entitled book, for someone who is so egotistical, extremely entitled, and relies a lot on his status, on his titles, as part of his identity, hell would freeze over before I think Prince Andrew would completely renounce his titles and status and completely drop them and just be known as quite literally Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and that's it, even without the prince. Now, the pressure on Prince Andrew has intensified because the story has now come through that he may have instructed a Met Police bodyguard funded by us, the taxpayers, to try and look into Virginia Giuffre and try and get some dirt on her. And so Scotland Yard confirmed that it is actively investigating whether Prince Andrew essentially abused his privileges by asking a Met Police bodyguard to actually do that. And like I said, when I first mentioned this on my channel, I was like, well, hang on a minute, right? If Prince Andrew is completely innocent of Virginia Giuffre's claims this, that, and the other, then the truth is all he needs, right? Why would he then feel the need to additionally try and get some dirt on Virginia Giuffre? The truth is enough. You don't need anything else, right? So I'm starting to turn here and think, hang on a minute, being completely honest with you guys, maybe there is something to Virginia Giuffre's accusations against Prince Andrew after all. But again, let me be very clear on this. Important to note, it's not being found guilty of anything, right, in a court of law. Now, a senior royal official acknowledged that this is a deeply serious matter being handled at the highest level. And speaking of Parliament earlier on, whilst Parliament can formally strip Andrew of his prince title, insiders are saying that King Charles has privately urged him to relinquish it voluntarily to avoid any further humiliation. It's being described as King Charles's final plea to Prince Andrew. The insider saying the king is keen to avoid turning this into a parliamentary spectacle, but his message to Andrew has been unmistakable. Step aside willingly or face being pushed. The family can't continue bearing the weight of his scandals. No, they can't. And if you think that it can't get any worse, brace yourselves. I think it's going to get a heck of a lot worse. How is Prince Andrew going to react? What's the royal family going to do? What's Parliament going to do now they've entered the scene on all of this? It's an absolute, mind the pun, royal mess of epic proportions here. But I'll keep on it, and any further updates, I'll certainly let you guys know. So with that being said, if you do want further updates on this, then make sure you are subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think that Prince Andrew should face trial over his links to Epstein? Do you think we'll ever actually get to the truth of the matter? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.